Well, there is more to measuring voters' opinion of these manifestos than simply the latest poll. So we are bringing you a new twist on the traditional tool of counting column inches. The method's long been used to measure the media's mood towards each political party, be it positive or negative. Now we've got a handy new system to help us keep a close eye on that, as I found out just a little earlier. I'm sitting here with our digital producer, Phil Hahn. We've got a new tool. It's called our Media Sentiment Indicator. And Phil is going to show us how it works.
Yeah, Vicky, so this is our new tool comparing media coverage of the election both in the UK and overseas.
Sure.
This is our graph for the Labour Party. On the left, you can see media coverage with the Labour Party in UK press on the left, overseas coverage on the right. A pretty steady build-up of coverage for the Labour Party in the UK versus the overseas media, which didn't really cover it until April 6th. That's when Gordon Brown... That's a pretty massive spike. And as you can see, up to almost 1,000 articles overseas mentioning the Labour Party. Majority, of course, being blue, which is neutral, green positive, and red is negative. And the UK negative coverage of the Labour Party yesterday was running at about 37%. That's compared to 24% for the overseas media.
Good.
Just going on to the Conservative Party, you can see a pretty similar trend. But what's interesting to point out here is that it seems that the UK media are a lot tougher on the Conservative Party than they are on the Labour Party. Their negative ranking yesterday was 33%. That's compared to just 17% overseas. So nearly double negative rankings for the Conservative Party in UK press. We're just on to our third party, the Liberal Democrats. Many of you may not know them overseas, but they are the third most popular party here in the UK, and they could have a big role to play in the next government if indeed it is a hung parliament. But what's interesting to note here, just on the left, the number of articles. Just take a look. We had 1,000 just before, just 200 here, and the lead up to April 6th overseas, virtually no coverage. Finally, we're just comparing the two leaders, Prime Minister Gordon Brown and the Conservative leader David Cameron. On the left, you see Gordon Brown having a bit more coverage than David Cameron, probably because he is the Prime Minister. Their negative rankings are pretty similar. Yesterday, we were tracking Gordon Brown at about 15%. That's compared to 14% for David Cameron. So pretty squared up right now here on the Media Sentiment Indicator, but we'll keep an eye on it for the next 7 days and get back to you next Wednesday with any new trends.
Good stuff. Our Media Sentiment Indicator for you. Right, that was Phil Hahn, our digital producer. That media indicator created in partnership with CNN by a company called Newstin. Clever, isn't it? Well, each Wednesday, as Phil mentioned, we'll be following any emerging media sentiment trends on our indicator. And each week we'll be joined by James Blitz, senior editor at the Financial Times here in London. He's here